When Jesus said, "The truth shall set you free," he wasn't talking about what you hear in church. He was hinting at something deeper, something hidden. For centuries, a secret community has guarded the truth about Jesus' teachings. This isn't some conspiracy theory. This is history, buried in ancient caves and whispered in hushed tones. Get ready, because on Arnie's Brain Train, we're diving deep into the mystery of Jesus' true community. We're going to uncover evidence that'll rock your world. It's about challenging everything you've been told and discovering the truth for yourself. Are you ready to open your mind? The journey starts now. For 2,000 years, whispers of this secret community have echoed through time. They called themselves the Essenes, and they held beliefs that would shape both Jesus and the future of Christianity. These weren't your typical religious folks. They lived apart from society, dedicating their lives to spiritual purity and radical equality. The Essenes left behind a treasure trove of secrets, hidden away in the Dead Sea Scrolls. These ancient texts reveal shocking parallels to the teachings of Jesus, suggesting a deep connection between them. If Jesus' teachings were shaped by this secret community, then what does that mean for the Christianity we know today? Our journey into the heart of Jesus' secret community begins in the dusty caves overlooking the Dead Sea. Imagine this. It's 1947, and a Bedouin shepherd is searching for a lost goat. He stumbles upon a cave, hidden for centuries. Inside, he finds something that will change history. Ancient scrolls, perfectly preserved by the dry desert air. These scrolls, known as the Dead Sea Scrolls, contain a treasure trove of information about a vanished Jewish sect known as the Essenes. The Dead Sea Scrolls weren't just some random collection of writings. They included portions of the Hebrew Bible, commentaries on religious texts, and most importantly, the Essenes' own community rules. These rules provide a window into a society built on piety, equality, and a radical devotion to their faith. The Dead Sea Scrolls painted a vivid picture of their extraordinary world. Who were these strange people, and why were they living on the fringes of society? Picture this. It's first-century Palestine, and the Jewish people are under Roman rule. Tensions are high, and many are disillusioned with the corruption they see within the established religious institutions. It's in this climate of unrest that this new people emerged, seeking a pure form of worship and a closer relationship with God. They weren't interested in the trappings of power or wealth. They turned their backs on the material world, embracing a life of simplicity and austerity. They established their community at Qumran, a remote outpost near the Dead Sea. Here, they built a self-sufficient settlement, dedicating themselves to prayer, study, and communal living. Little did they know, their beliefs would resonate far beyond the confines of their desert retreat. As we delve deeper into the world of the Essenes, we start to see some striking parallels to the teachings of Jesus. It's like looking at two sides of the same coin, both reflecting a deep commitment to social justice, spiritual purity, and the coming of God's kingdom. For instance, their emphasis on communal living and shared resources. Sound familiar? It's a core principle that Jesus himself embraced, urging his followers to sell their possessions and give to the poor. The Essenes believed in the equality of all people, regardless of wealth or social status. This radical notion of equality is echoed in Jesus' teachings, where he challenges the social hierarchies of his time. The Essenes were obsessed with ritual purity, performing daily baptisms in the waters of the Dead Sea. The similarities between the Essene rituals and the baptism of Jesus are hard to ignore. The more we learn about the Essenes, the more we have to ask ourselves, could there be a direct connection between this secret community and the life and teachings of Jesus? While we can't say for sure, the evidence is certainly suggestive. Imagine a young Jesus, eager for spiritual knowledge, encountering the Essenes and their radical way of life. Some scholars even believe that John the Baptist, who played a pivotal role in Jesus' ministry, may have had ties to the Essenes. The connections between Jesus, John the Baptist, and the Essenes are shrouded in mystery. Could Jesus have been influenced by the Essenes? It's a question that sparked heated debate among scholars for decades. Imagine a young Jesus filled with spiritual curiosity, encountering the Essenes and their radical way of life. Did their teachings plant the seeds for his own message? Some scholars even suggest that Jesus may have spent time living with the Essenes, immersing himself in their teachings and practices. Think about it. Those lost years of Jesus' life, the period between his childhood and the start of his ministry. Could this be when he encountered the Essenes and absorbed their wisdom? The Essenes believed in the coming of a Messiah, a righteous leader who would usher in a new era of peace and justice. The wilderness years. The Bible tells us that Jesus spent 40 days and nights in the wilderness, fasting and praying before embarking on his ministry. Could this wilderness experience have been influenced by the Essene tradition of retreating from the world to seek spiritual enlightenment? Imagine Jesus, alone in the desert, confronting his own mortality, grappling with his purpose. It's clear that he emerged from the wilderness with a renewed sense of purpose and a message that would shake the foundations of the world. James, the brother. The plot thickens when we look at the life of James, Jesus' brother. According to historical accounts, James became a prominent leader of the early Christian movement in Jerusalem. James was known for his strict adherence to Jewish law and his ascetic lifestyle. Some scholars believe that James may have been influenced by the Essenes, perhaps even having been a member of their community. Did James's possible connection to the Essenes shape his understanding of Jesus' message? Section 4. Challenging the status quo. A shared mission. Both Jesus and the Essenes were deeply critical of the religious establishment of their day. They saw hypocrisy, corruption, and a disconnect between the true spirit of faith and the actions of those in power. The Essenes withdrew from society to create their own community, one based on shared resources, equality, and strict adherence to their interpretation of God's law. Jesus, on the other hand, took his message directly to the people, preaching love, compassion, and the importance of caring for the poor and marginalized. Both approaches, while different, were rooted in a deep desire for change, a yearning for a more just and compassionate world. Could these seemingly disparate paths have been influenced by a common thread, the Essene pursuit of spiritual purity and social justice? Our journey into the heart of Jesus' secret community takes us to the ruins of Qumran, a remote outpost nestled amidst the rugged cliffs overlooking the Dead Sea. Here, time seems to stand still. The sun-baked ruins whisper tales of a vanished community, their secrets buried for centuries beneath the shifting sands. Archaeologists have painstakingly excavated this site, revealing the remnants of a complex and sophisticated community. The ruins of Qumran are like puzzle pieces scattered across the desert floor. Each stone, each artifact, helps us piece together a picture of the Essene way of life, their beliefs, their rituals, and their hopes for a better world. Life in the Qumran community was far from easy. Imagine enduring the scorching desert heat, the scarcity of water, the constant threat of danger from bandits and wild animals. But for the Essenes, these hardships were a small price to pay for the spiritual fulfillment they found in their communal life. Their days were structured around prayer, study, and work. They rose before dawn for ritual cleansing in the mikvahot, those meticulously designed ritual baths we talked about. They believed that water had the power to purify not only the body, but the soul as well. After their morning ablutions, the Essenes would gather for communal prayer and study of the scriptures. Their lives were a testament to the power of simplicity, of finding meaning and purpose in the rhythms of daily life. The geographical proximity of Qumran to key locations in Jesus' life raises intriguing questions. Remember the Jordan River, where John the Baptist preached and baptized? It's just a stone's throw from Qumran. Coincidence? Or something more, the Judean wilderness, where Jesus spent 40 days in solitude and prayer. This stark landscape was also the Essenes' backyard. Could Jesus have sought the same spiritual solace there? And Jericho, where Jesus performed miracles. Jericho is just a short distance from Qumran. The geographical clues suggest connections between Jesus' world and the Essene community. While we may never know the full extent, The proximity adds intrigue to the story. The ruins of Qumran and the Dead Sea Scrolls they held offer a tantalizing glimpse into the world of the Essenes and their possible connection to Jesus. Yet, for all that we've learned, a veil of mystery still surrounds this ancient community. Did Jesus visit Qumran? Did he engage in theological debates with the Essenes? Did their beliefs influence his own message of love, compassion, and social justice? These questions continue to fascinate and challenge scholars, fueling ongoing research and debate. Some argue that the similarities between these teachings are simply a reflection of the broader religious and cultural landscape of first-century Palestine. Others see a more direct link, suggesting that Jesus may have been influenced by Essene thought, perhaps even having spent time living among them. The truth, as is often the case with ancient history, remains elusive. But one thing's for sure, the story of the Essenes and their possible connection to Jesus is a reminder that history is rarely black and white. It's a tapestry woven from threads of fact, speculation, and enduring mystery. The Dead Sea Scrolls weren't just some ancient library catalog. Buried within those fragile scrolls was the community rule, a blueprint for righteous living. It guided spiritual purity and preparation for the Messiah. The Essenes detailed every aspect of their shared life, from prayer and worship to sharing meals and resources. They believed strict adherence purified them as vessels for the divine, emphasizing humility, obedience, and communal harmony. These principles resonate with many religions, including Christianity. Remember how we talked about the Essenes' belief in the coming Messiah? Well, the Dead Sea Scrolls reveal just how central this belief was to their worldview. Scattered throughout those ancient texts are tantalizing hints about their messianic expectations, prophecies that would have set their hearts racing. They weren't just waiting for some distant savior figure. They believed that the Messiah was about to arrive, that the world was on the brink of a cosmic showdown between good and evil. But one scroll, known as the War Scroll, describes a final battle between the Sons of Light, representing the forces of righteousness, and the Sons of Darkness, embodying all that was evil in the world. And guess who was going to lead the Sons of Light to victory? You got it, the Messiah. The scrolls also speak of a teacher of righteousness, a messianic figure who would come to usher in a new era of peace and justice. This teacher of righteousness would be a spiritual guide, a beacon of light in a world shrouded in darkness. Sound like anyone we know? This group offered a radical alternative to the religious and social norms of their day. While the Pharisees and Sadducees sought power, they chose withdrawal, simplicity, and spiritual devotion. Imagine rejecting wealth and status, dedicating your life to prayer, study, and communal living. That was the Essene way, a rebuke to the corruption they saw around them. True purity, they believed, was found in the wilderness, not in power or possessions. They were the original minimalists, focusing on their relationship with God. The Truth Seekers. The story of the Essenes is a reminder that history is rarely straightforward. It's a tangled web of facts, interpretations, and unanswered questions. The Dead Sea Scrolls have provided us with an unprecedented glimpse into the world of this enigmatic community, but they've also raised more questions than answers. Was Jesus influenced by the Essenes? Was he part of their community? We may never have definitive answers to these questions, but that's part of what makes this story so compelling. It reminds us that the search for truth is an ongoing journey, one that requires us to keep an open mind, to question assumptions, and to embrace the mysteries that lie at the heart of our shared human experience. The Hidden Legacy. We've journeyed deep into the desert, explored ancient ruins, and deciphered cryptic scrolls. We've uncovered the story of a secret community dedicated to spiritual purity and social justice. But the biggest question remains, what does this all mean for Jesus and the origins of Christianity? The parallels are undeniable. The Essenes, with their emphasis on communal living, ritual baptism, and the coming Messiah, shared striking similarities with the teachings of Jesus. Could this hidden community have been the missing link in our understanding of early Christianity? Imagine a young Jesus drawn to the wisdom of the Essenes, immersing himself in their teachings, perhaps even living among them during those lost years of his life. It's a tantalizing theory, one that challenges traditional narratives and sheds new light on the roots of Christianity. Whether Jesus was directly influenced by the Essenes or simply reflecting the broader spiritual currents of his time, one thing is clear. Their story adds a new dimension to our understanding of his life and message. The power of questioning, the discovery of the Dead Sea Scrolls, and the revelations about the Essenes teach us a powerful lesson. The truth is often hidden in plain sight, buried beneath layers of tradition, dogma, and, yes, sometimes even deliberate suppression. It takes courage to question what we've been told, to dig deeper, to seek out alternative perspectives. But the rewards can be profound, leading us to a richer, more nuanced understanding of history, faith, and ourselves. For too long, the story of Jesus has been presented as a neat and tidy package, stripped of its historical and cultural context. But the truth, as we've seen, is far more complex, far more intriguing. It's a story that continues to unfold, revealing new layers of meaning with each passing discovery. Don't be afraid to ask questions, to challenge assumptions, and to seek out different perspectives. The truth, like a hidden spring in the desert, is out there waiting to be discovered. Well, Arnie's Brain Trainers. Our journey doesn't end here. This is just one stop on Arnie's Brain Train, our wild ride through history, religion, and the mysteries of the ancient world. If you're hungry for more mind-blowing revelations, then hit that subscribe button and join our community of truth seekers. Together, we'll continue to explore the hidden corners of history, unearthing forgotten knowledge, and challenging conventional narratives. We'll delve into conspiracy theories, ancient mysteries, and the secrets that powerful forces don't want you to know. Get ready to expand your mind, question everything, and embark on a journey that will transform the way you see the world. Remember, the truth is out there, and we're on a mission to find it. See you on the next adventure.